future, time travel is outlawed, used only in secret by the largest criminal organizations. When they need someone gone, and they want to erase any trace of the target ever existing, they use specialized assassins like me, called loopers.
Looper, you know, I admire this movie only for the fact that I walked out of it and didn't get a headache. Time travel movies fuck my mind up, man.
True.
And in this movie, they even say it in a couple of scenes. They say, "Look, don't even try to ask questions about this." It's almost like the scriptwriter just said, "I know this makes no fucking sense. I know that. Don't even question it. Just go for the ride."
Yeah, I just love the fact that time travel is so fun that you can go back in time and beat the shit out of yourself like as many times as you want.
You know what? So in this film, we have Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who works for the mob. And the cool thing about working for the mob in the future is that, well, time travel has become illegal. It's possible, but it's illegal. Of course, when something's illegal, somebody's going to get it
Sure.
on the black market.
Yeah.
So when the mob gets a hold of this, they have these hitmen that they use to kill people from the future. So, so their business can't be affected from ahead of time.
Well, the thing is, they say, is that in the future, forensics is so good that there's no way you can kill somebody and not get caught. So the only way you can do that is to kill them and then send them back to the past.
Yeah, take it
30 years back.
Kill them.
Yeah.
You have to just send them back to the past, let somebody in the past
Yeah.
kill them, and then you don't have to worry about disposing of the body.
It's clean. It's clean. Yes, a clean murder right there.
I still kind of want to go like, wait, if you think about this, that sounds like ants. Don't think about it.
Stop.
Hey, did you hear the director? Don't worry about that shit.
I told you. See, I see a vein popping in your forehead right now. Stop.
Like,
Now,
but if that's true, then stop it.
You're going to make me go back and stop you from this, all right?
in fact, you were walking up behind yourself right now. Shut up
About the
Shut
murder,
up.
yeah. You're going to disappear in a little while.
Future Leon's walking behind you with a chair about to knock you out,
Yeah.
man. You give me a headache, man. But now, when you're working for these mobsters, it's like with any kind of mob job, it's good. You know, you get girls, you get cars, you get money,
All the drugs you
all the
want.
drugs you want, and
Future drugs,
also
boy.
working for the mob, it never has a good end. Except
No, it doesn't.
Except when you work for a mob that does hits in the future, they pretty much tell you at the beginning, "Hey, man, we're going to kill you. Actually, we're not going to kill you. You're going to kill yourself." That's what they call closing the loop. When the loop is closed, you're done. You get all the money that you want. You can live free, but at some point, your future self is going to pop back up, and you're going to kill yourself.
Going to be hanging over you for the rest of your life.
And so that seals your future, because at some point, when you're old, somebody's going to snatch you and put you in a time machine and send you back so the young buck punk version of yourself can blast you. I know it's crazy. It's weird, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt, his time's not up yet, and the big rule here is that do not let yourself get away. When you close a loop, you close a loop. So when Joseph Gordon-Levitt's future self comes in the form of Bruce Willis, comes from the future, that dude's ready. He ends up running. So now Joseph Gordon-Levitt pretty much has to go and stop himself. And when along the way he discovers bigger reveals. And I love the imagination in this movie, and I really appreciate what you say, co-host, about how you can come back from the future and beat the shit out yourself, because I want to do that so bad. I want to go to last week and beat the fuck out myself. What were you doing, man? And Bruce Willis comes back and beats the shit out of himself and pretty much treats it like, hey, you're young, you don't know shit.
You're a stupid-ass punk.
You're a kid. You don't know anything.
And that's what's great, like seeing those scenes where he does that. You just can't help but laugh. Even though I was wondering, at what point is he going to address, hey, how come I look like a catfish when I'm young?
It's funny, that's the point you bring up, because one of the things that this movie is famous for, before people want to see, is the fact that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is made up with prosthetics and makeup with the idea of making him look more like Bruce Willis. Like, he's got a prosthetic on his nose, he's giving him colored contacts, they've darkened his eyebrows, kind of ridiculously so, put lipstick on him to the point where you can't
Fucking Botox
lipstick,
Botox the
to
shit
make him
out
look
of
more
him.
like Bruce Willis. And the whole time, I couldn't see how he looked like Bruce Willis. I just kept looking at him going like, man, he's got a lot of shit on his face.
That was my only goddamn complaint because I mean it does take some
It's
getting
jarring.
it does take some getting used to because you're just like, wow, I can't focus on the dialogue because I'm too busy looking at those fucking lips. Like, how does that shit work? But the thing is, I have to hand it to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. His acting, there's times when it's uncanny how much he acts like Bruce Willis to where I just completely forgot about his face, and it got me into the story. Thank God. But yeah, this movie is really clever on as far as, you know, I know we're joking about this whole time travel thing, but for me, I was like, this does kind of work. And I love the fact that they keep the future in this movie, the future that you see in this movie, they keep it very minimalistic. Just like they kind of did with Dredd, where, you know, you look at the streets and everything reminds you of like how it is now, but there's little things about it that will give you the hint, like, yeah, this is the future. And I thought they cleverly wrote around that. As far as the time travel aspect of it, I mean, they don't get into like the technical aspects of, I guess, of the time travel element, because in some ways that becomes the background when you realize what the real story that's going on here is.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I didn't care about the prosthetic makeup. I bought into it. I did.
I wanted to, but it just distracted me.
It didn't
so
bother me
much.
at all.
I didn't think it was needed.
No, I didn't. Well, I like that they did it. I actually admire that they went and they tried to make somebody look like a younger version of that actor, because that's where I don't buy it. When you just get somebody to just play a younger version of someone and you can tell that, okay, there's no similarity between these people. I think that Joseph Gordon-Levitt had to be so close to that character of his future self, which is played by Bruce Willis, that they had to do that. And people are talking about, and see, here's another thing. I mean, I don't know. I want to wait and see how people respond to this. But people are talking about, oh man, shit, we got to get computer technology and holograms and stuff to make people. We got to create CG characters if we want people to look like younger versions of themselves. And I'm thinking, just get a good makeup artist. That's all you need. Good old fashioned spirit gum and rubber. That's all you need.
If you have a good makeup artist and you have good actors and you write a good script for them, that'll carry it. That you won't need any of the technological stuff to do it. That should be enough. Now, for me, I'm like, man, just. I can see that Joseph Gordon-Levitt in science fiction and me we just never gonna have a good fit. I'm like, this is gonna be my inception for this year.
Once again, God damn it.
Where it's not even me sitting around.
I ain't saying nothing.
I know it's gonna be misinterpreted as I hated this movie or didn't like it, but I was so about it. I found the movie constantly doing things I thought were really cool and doing things I was just kind of like, eh. There was not that point where I thought it was clever. I thought it managed to not fuck up. But I thought like, wow, okay, that's cool. Well, wait, you're bringing this other element in. That's a whole new thing that you're not even going to explore.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked the fact that you're saying right now that it wasn't clever, because I thought this script was very witty and very smart for being a time travel. Because I can see a lot of movies try to do something like this and just fuck it up.
No, and that's the thing. I think the best thing the movie does is not fuck up. It doesn't fuck up. But at the same time, there was nothing where I was like, wow, that was really smart. There was a thing they do where they explore Joseph Gordon-Levitt / Bruce Willis's life as it goes on. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Nobody ever does that. That's cool. And yet I was like, wow, so where would they follow this up? And where they took it to was to a place where I was like, oh, that's what you're going to do? Oh, okay.
I don't know, man.
And like there's so much about it like that are surprises that I don't want to bring up. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. I want them to have the experience of going like, ooh. But there's some things they bring in here where I'm like, wow, you're kind of packing this with a lot of stuff that's not going to get explored later. There's things like it. To me, it just sort of started turning into a generic kind of action movie where I was like, you know what? As much as I've been with this because Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's our voice, he's the guy we follow. There was a point toward the third act where I was like, you know, I actually don't have any real reason to attach myself to this guy. I don't care for him in either form. He's not even really all that smart or clever or charming. He's just the guy we're following. You had Emily Blunt. It was the first time I looked at Emily Blunt and went, yeah, you know, she's an actress, but I can't think of anything she's really good in, and this isn't one of them.
Jeez.
Okay, well, no, hey, look. You'd be surprised how much I can actually understand what you're talking about and how much I'm actually on the level with you on that and how much I agree with you on everything that
Which
you're
is
saying.
zero. I know.
No, that's not true. I do. but that's future Corey that does it. Corey in the present right now wants to say, "What the fuck, man? You are a hard nut to crack, boy.
Yeah.
I tell you, this movie, I can now I can't see what you're saying probably because I think that what they've started out with the initial story of somebody's working for the mob who has to go and kill their loop or their future selves or whatever. I did think that segued into a story that is a little bit hackneyed. And if I revealed anything about why, I could tell you so many reasons why I believe that that's kind of a hackneyed story that it goes into. That I would have to spoil the movie to do so.
Right.
But
and last thing I want to do.
But I can say outside of that, I just think that this is a very talented director. Rian Johnson is the guy that did Brick and The Brothers Bloom, which is one of the most underrated movies I'd ever seen.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen Brick, and Brick just blew me
you
away.
should watch The Brothers Bloom.
I think, and this is going to really stir the pot, but I think because he's been so brilliant with those other movies, coming to this, it's Rian Johnson. You might be giving him a little bit of a pass.
Don't you do that?
No, you don't.
Because I didn't realize it was who it was. I was just like, okay, I'm just watching this movie and just judging it as itself. And I'm coming in going like, yeah, man, I'm wanting to like this.
Well,
I like this. And it kept being things that would happen. And I was like, oh, that's kind of bugging me, but that's all right.
So you don't think that this director, you don't think he's anything special? You don't see a big future with him?
Oh, man, don't put words in my mouth. I never said
put
that.
words in mine now. You shove that whole thing of you like it because of this director right here.
I said maybe a little bit that's influencing you. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
It's not.
I think there is.
No, it's not.
This is a great director, right?
Hey, man, I love his first two outings.
This director is so great. He got Piper Parable to get fully naked. She don't even need to. She's got a TV show, man. She plays a stripper in the movie, and she strips down. She does like pretty much full body nudity.
Yeah, she does. She's nice and
does.
naked. You know that director's like, I know your future.
I know, man. I tell you what, it would have been awesome if she had any tits.
Oh,
come
you
on
gotta be
now.
so mean, man. Stop it. No, but I will say that that's another thing. That she's an actress who's kind of coming to her own. She gets naked and everything. We could be childish. She ain't got
I'll do it.
I do it every day. But I really do think like I don't think they needed her to do that. Maybe either they needed an actress who wasn't as accomplished, who was coming up, or they just didn't need her to do that.
You feel embarrassed for it. It's like, oh,
really?
why'd you
I
do
do,
this?
man.
I thought they did. I thought they did need that because that explained the time travel thing a lot more better.
What, for her to get naked?
How?
Did you
really
figure
don't
that in?
understand time travel, do you?
You didn't think there was time travel in this movie.
This is a movie where it's more comedic than is actually comes across in the trailer. There was a discussion that we had at one time where we said who would be the next Spielberg, and I don't like directing directors. I don't like comparing directors to Spielberg because that's old too. You know, but I would say that maybe not. I can't say as far as Hollywood business goes what this guy would do as far as being a mega producer and a mega director, but I can say that this is a guy who I know that he studies Spielberg, and a lot of directors who study Spielberg, they go out and they do all these routine camera tricks and the techniques that he has. This is a guy that studies Spielberg for his humor and for his human touches.
Yeah.
There are Raiders of the Lost Ark moments in here, and again, you should discover these things in yourself. So you're shaking your head.
I'm not shaking my head. I'm just trying to remember. I'm trying to
Can I tell you?
about?
Can I describe real quick what it is?
Okay.
And people,
Please do, because I'm like starting to scratch my head too.
You don't have to listen. Tell you what, go to the future and come back and listen to what this is saying right here after you've seen the movie.
Hear me now, believe me later. Yeah.
Go and see the movie and come back to the past and listen to this. But no. Okay, so starting now. Because there's a scene where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is chasing Bruce Willis, his future self. And the other mobsters are chasing him too, but the mobsters have been after Joseph Gordon-Levitt because he let himself get away.
Right.
And they're all chasing Bruce Willis. When Bruce Willis gets away, they're all standing there. And then the mobsters all of a sudden have this realization like, wait a minute, you're still here. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like, oh shit, I am still here. We're fighting each other. And then he runs off. And I just love the way these dynamics change in the movie.
That's more of a Indiana Jones. Yeah, I see what you're saying. An Indiana Jones characteristic where he's always running, he'll stop, and before he realizes the guy who's chasing him is right next to him, he's like, oh!
Exactly.
Well, that's more of a George Lucas thing, because he pulled that in Star Wars also.
Don't you do that.
Well, it's true.
No, you know what? That is true. I'm sorry.
Thank you, co-host.
Indiana Jones was written by George Lucas. Sorry.
Hey, Cole, we looped around.
That's right. We did the loop-de-loop.
The thing is, like before, I know, no matter what I say, everybody's gonna go like, "Oh, Leon, you hate that movie. You have bad taste."
I want to hear everything you have to say,
I didn't
just to understand it.
And the fact is, like the point where I was liking it, because with the humor, you're right. Everything up to that scene at the diner where Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt meet and talk, like every time they're together and they talk, that is good. That's funny. It's human. It's touching.
It's hard staring into your eyes. It's too strange.
Your face looks backwards.
Yeah.
So do you know what's gonna happen? You done all this already? As me?
I don't want to talk about time travel. Because if we start talking about it, then we're going to be here all day talking about it, making diagrams with straws.
We both know how this has to go down. I can't let you walk away from this diner alive. This is my life now. I earned it. You had yours already. So why don't you do what old men do and die?
Why don't you just take your little gun out between your legs and do it? Boy.
And the scene you just described happens within that scene. But I felt like so much of what happened after that went to generic action movie stuff.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay, let me tell you guys what I think about it. I love this movie because this movie, to me, has layers upon layers upon layers in every genre. You know, I point at sci-fi, thriller, even horror.
Leon's like, so does an onion.
and it stinks. I hate it. But if you think about it, if you look at some of the more classic sci-fi movies, I mean, obviously you could tell those stories came from other stories, you know, either from novelizations, books, or something. So, I mean, to say, it's nothing new, whatever. Oh, sci-fi really isn't new. It's just, I always think sci-fi, it doesn't have to be a new story. Just the way it's presented, the way it makes you think, the way it just completely makes you buy into the world that they're presenting, which is what this movie did for me. I mean, yeah, the whole relationship that Joseph Gordon-Levitt has with his future self, I thought was brilliant. The way they played it off, I thought that's where the big part of the comedy comes into. Just you thinking about, wow, what would you be like if you actually met yourself? And the way that they pulled that off, I thought it was so brilliantly written. And like I said, there's layers upon layers. Even when he's getting chased down, even when they present to you the time travel and what could possibly happen, you know, how the future affects the past and vice versa, how they bring all these elements into the story. I mean, they don't leave any stone unturned for me.
It's tight.
Yeah, it really is. And once it gets into the third act, which is, it's unfortunate we can't talk about because it is, I mean, it takes it to a whole nother level. I didn't see it coming.
Well, it's a whole new story that's not being shown in the trailer and for good reason.
For a very good reason. And that story alone, I thought, humanized these guys. I mean, it really humanized them. It really made them even much more well-rounded characters that I honestly cared about. And it's one thing where, you know, you look at it and you can see both sides of the opposition of what's going on. And it just blew me away.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that because I wish I could tell you why. Jesus, I wish I could say why I think it's so hack what they're doing here. So it's a plot device for science fiction that I think is a little overused, and they do it with a certain character here. But the way they tied it into the end of the movie, and the way everything was as we say, you know, when they say closing the loop, they closed every bit of story that we had here, and it did humanize everything. I thought, okay, they used it to good effect to at least bring the movie around. But the other thing that made me like the movie is just the characters that they've written. I just thought that there was so many grand moments in here. Just even if it doesn't fit together, there's so many good moments. I mean, more good moments than not. And it's done by a lot of good characters in here. What's his name? Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels is great.
Jeff Daniels,
I wanted him to be on screen more.
He's a villain. Jeff Daniels is a mob boss. But now you look at Jeff Daniels and you think, well, Jeff Daniels is kind of... he's kind of, he doesn't really seem villainous. He's kind of quiet, like a little, he's a little relaxed. Well, if you've seen his show on TV, you know that he can actually throw a tantrum. What's that show called?
The Newsroom.
The Newsroom. So, but nevertheless, here he's not even that character on the Newsroom. He's still laid back.
He's that kind of cool villain that you like to see. Because he's relaxed. He's got things under control. He's funny. He's brutal though. You know he's scary.
He's a villain that you watch and you just smile the whole time he's on the screen. You smile because that's the kind of villain you love watching. I mean, it's somebody who enjoys what he's doing.
He's so laid back that's what I love about a villain like him. He's laid back. And you like him, but he's scary at the same time because he's a little bit too quiet. You walk in there, you're like, I don't know what you're about to do, but
you got to be careful. You got to be careful for those quiet kids.
I fucked up today real bad, and you aren't yelling at me.
The fact that you being cool about it scares me even more.
I will say that you want to talk about characters. There's some characters in here that I'm not crazy about. One I don't even like. You mentioned Emily Blunt. Again, can't tell too much about Emily Blunt and what her character is in the movie. She does have an English accent here. An American accent.
Yeah.
Does very well with it, I thought. And I thought her character, I thought her acting was good for that character. That character I didn't find too interesting.
I just found her flat.
Her acting, I found her character flat.
The character and her acting.
I thought that kind of served a purpose to an extent, realizing how it seemed like every time she was on screen, she was on her tippy toes.
Tippy toes.
Even when it's just, God.
I mean, because you know what I'm thinking
I know what you're saying.
I thought it served a purpose.
The other character that I didn't like, you want to talk about serving a purpose. The other character I didn't think served a purpose at all was one of Jeff Daniels' henchmen.
Oh yeah, the fuck up henchman.
The actor's name is Noah Sagan. What did he play? Boy Blue or something? Look at it, Kid Blue. That character got too much. I always say, man, there wasn't enough character development for that guy. That character had too much character development.
He became
for his role. I mean, he becomes emotional in a way that just slowed the movie down. I was like, man, the movie's moving fast enough. You got enough characters to concentrate on. We don't need this fool right here.
See, I thought he was comic relief.
He was for a while until he actually
they just kept him around too long.
His comic relief was great. The touches that they did with him, but when they tried to actually put too much emotion in him and what his motivation for doing things were, thought, you know what, that's a different story for a longer movie or a different movie or a character who is the central character of this film. That character didn't need that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But the one, if I'm trying to remember the kid, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's buddy,
Paul Dano.
The kid who's always like scared shitless of everything he looks at.
Paul Dano, the actor who's always looked like you talk about looking like a fish. Paul Dano always looked like he's wet.
Yeah, he's wet, sweaty, and just like scared of everything.
Sloppy, man.
Come on, man.
It's like he's
you
scared
gotta help me out.
Yeah, it's like he's scared of breathing the air.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Paul Dano always has that downturned mouth, that bottom lip always sticking out. And he looks like an amphibian.
Yeah, he
always looks like an amphibian with hair.
No,
Abe Sapien.
No, he definitely crawled out of the swamp. I mean, but I mean, there was things about his character that I actually liked him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because when he made things that were going to be scary, he made them really scary for me. Moments of tension that were there. I thought he kind of helped heighten those moments of tension.
I will say this though. This is a flaw one flaw I saw within the time travel thing, and it has nothing to do even with the real time travel issue. I think that these guys were handling. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but these are hitmen who know that they're going to die. They know that at some point, they're going to live for 30 years more, and then they're going to kill themselves. Suicide, what they're doing.
Right.
So whenever I didn't really buy the whole threat whenever they were in danger. Like you said, Paul Dano's character was in danger, and it's like I don't know. You don't fear death from the future, but I guess you're scared of it. Now, I mean, I don't know. It was a lot of questions about how these guys were handling their fate. That it didn't seem like they were really. There wasn't enough in what would you call it? Emotional investment in that.
I looked at it as people who were just enjoying too much what they were doing. I mean, they had the greatest life. Pretty much.
And they are junkies, too.
Yeah, they're junkies. They have the greatest life. They have women. They have fast cars. I mean, they got it all. They're the ultimate badasses. And, of course, when that moment comes, when you realize, oh, it's time to go, you're like that king who doesn't want to give up his position. You're like, no, I don't. And yeah, I thought that you are going to react like that. You're not going to think it while you're in the moment because you're just like, well, that's fucking years away. I might not even make it. I don't even know if something could happen to me tomorrow. I don't know.
But
and
the
I looked
future,
at it
the fact that you came back says you will make it.
yeah, I know. But when you watch it, I mean, like I said, there's layers, and you learn things about time travel. I mean, because I kind of felt stupid earlier saying time travel isn't a big factor, but I think I
That's
said
what
that.
the whole movie is about.
Well, that's what the whole movie's about. But it's not. It's not. It is not the main reason.
Yeah, I'm trying to fuck with
I
you
know.
right
It's like it's not.
I mean, they do carry the theme throughout the movie. I'm just saying.
It is the theme of time travel, but it's not like. It's not shoved down your throat. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, okay, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
In fact, Bruce Willis at one point, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he starts to talk about time travel, and Bruce Willis is like, "Don't fucking talk about that." Right
Yeah.
We'll be playing with straws right here all day long. Shut up. Let me beat your ass some more.
Yeah. So let me clarify before I get 20 comments going, what?
No, man, look, my complaints are valid, but minor compared to all the great touches that went on into this movie. I mean, this is just, again, just like it's distracting from the time travel issue, it's distracting from some of the problems that I had with this. I do think the first half is stronger than the second half, but I think it has a hell of a wrap up. And I will always give a movie credit for putting, for even making half an attempt for trying to put some imagination into it, some real effort. Man, we see a lot of movies where people just coast through and there is no one's excited about it. I mean, it seems like we're repeating the same thing. No one's really inspired. And that's what this movie felt like. It felt like it was a truly inspired science fiction movie, man. And and when I say making half an effort, I feel like this movie made a full effort, and it showed. And I give this a big full price.
Well, I wish I could be as enthusiastic. I'm really about 50-50 or 60-40 on the movie. So, great acting from certainly the two leads and Jeff Daniels. They really carried this and made me invested in it. The mechanics or the way they have time travel worked out, and even their society, I felt like they were quick to gloss over and like, don't think about it. I'm like, yeah, but I can't help but think about it because it's your world, and I'm not completely buying into
That's your
it.
problem. You always thinking.
I got
man.
I got some major questions.
Stop you thinking all the time.
I mean, come on, man.
Just let it be.
The mobsters have time travel, and they only use it for that purpose. I'm like, that don't really sound like.
Coach, check out Mr. Edumacation.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Go watch Back to the Future or something.
Put me down for thinking and using my brain.
Exactly. You and your smarts. It keeps you from enjoying movies.
And the thing is, from what I agree with most of what you said about how I mean, I don't think it's super clever, but it does manage to not fuck up, and it's fairly tight and inspired for the first half, maybe even the first two acts. But the third act, I found that I was just liking less and less the longer it went on. The more it was reminding me too much of just other movies. I'm like, damn, this thing was original, and now I can think, okay, there's this from that, there's this from that, there's this from that. Emily Blunt's character, I'm not feeling any emotion for her. I'm starting to lose emotion even for my main characters. It's just like I'm just watching them go through the motions. I'm here just to watch them finally resolve this thing. And where I very much disagree with you is on how they resolve it. The way it resolves itself in the end, I was kind of like, wow, that's kind of bullshit. And not so much like that wouldn't work. I was like, not only was there another way to do this, but what this character does to me is not true to his character. This character is. I
wish I could debate you on this right now.
I know.
I see so many areas
because
I think your brain is going to loop-de-loops right now. It's crazy.
You guys saw a character arc that would have him do that. I didn't see that happen. I was like, no. From everything I can see now, his character has not reached that point of maturity where he would do that. And I don't see this thing. I don't buy into this resolution. I wish I liked this better. But for me right now, it's really just a flat. What do you call it? Matinee.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. You
don't worry, it's not.
No, you gave it a full price.
Yeah.
Well, no,
we're gonna make that happen.
No. Everybody who's on Spill knows that when it comes to like the one rating that goes up there, it's whatever you gave it.
No, it's not true. I've been to the future. You change your mind.
I'm gonna jump in the dryer right now. I'm gonna jump in the dryer and go back so I can fix you. I'm gonna fix you. That's what I'm gonna do. Call me the fixer. Yeah. like I said, I mean, it's great characters, great story, and I mean, it is a full price. I mean, it's one of those movies I want to see again because I mean, it's one of those fun movies that you can go back and catch things that you probably missed. I mean, and
Like plot holes.
pumped. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? That is the problem. We might go back and
We probably could.
we might go back and watch this movie. And
Yeah.
I always give the movie I give it credit for first impressions.
Yeah.
But we might go back in time and watch this movie.
I know. I wish I can go back in time right now to change that whole stupid thing I said about the not being about them.
It's all right. It's all right. The only thing you got to worry about is when you sit next to yourself. You know that was stupid what you said. Right?
It's happening right now.
Boy, you should see how people laugh at you.
Oh,
in the
you
future.
dumbass!
You a dumb motherfucker in the future, man.
Leave me alone.
Hunt them down. But every second that passes is bad.
What's he gonna do?
I'm gonna save your life.
My life, your life.
I know you're not lying when you say you're gonna kill this guy.